Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever it is for you. I'm Terry. I teach yoga here. I'm one of the yoga teachers at the Gateway Studio. I'm at home now. It's snowing. I am going to give you some sequences to support healthy bones. Now, I'm not a medical practitioner, so be sure and check with your doctor about doing yoga if that's your goal, is to strengthen healthy bones. And if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, the doctor can give you specific advice. There's so many of us at the studio are at an age when we know bone loss is probably happening, and it's true for me. So I've made kind of a study about yoga poses to help us and to feel stability and to feel like we can support healthy aging. So a lot of the things that support healthy bones are simply walking and climbing, anything that's weight bearing, to begin to use the muscles around the bones. So we're going to bring weight bearing into this, and poses that have a lengthened neutral spine. And we can make any pose have a lengthened neutral spine, so we're going to focus on how we can do that with some of the poses you do all the time. So poses that do that naturally are the warrior poses, the strong poses that use the large muscles in the legs, and also table, forward folds that we do at a right angle. So let's jump in and do some of these. I have with me a weight, a light weight. So if you have a light weight you can use, I invite you to do that. I have a block. Those might support us. So come on down. We're going to begin in a, I'm going to look this up. We're going to begin on the floor. If you don't have a weight or a block or a mat, never mind. Just come on down on your living room floor. Just have a cushion maybe to be soft. And we'll just work with what we have in our lives, to bring some good movement in. So bring the knees wide for this. And begin to walk the hands forward. You see I'm working with a long back here. It's my goal. So to come into your child's pose, you can let your head rest on a block as you come down, or you can simply make a stack with fists of your hands and let your head rest on your hands. Now you'll notice that this is a hip opening pose with the knees wide. So as you breathe, simply breathe into the muscles here that are helping to open the hips. Also breathe into your back. And feel your back expand with your inhale. And then feel the softening as you release. Exhale all the way and walk your hands a little bit apart. We're going to come up into table. So in table here, as with many of these poses, we're going to be sure and bring the belly button back to the spine so you're engaging your core muscles, because the core muscles help us lengthen the spine. So it kind of goes hand in hand, where we're building the core while we're supporting the lengthening of the spine. So here we are in table. And feel your strength here with your muscles engaged. Inhale. And we're going to walk the hands forward. Come down onto the elbows, onto the forearms. Find your stability there. And now we're going to do something that will be very fun. Step the feet back and come onto your toes and find your low plank. Now really bring the belly muscles into play here. Find your length from your head to your heels. The body is straight and a plank. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down. Walk the hands back. Come back to your table. Tuck the toes and lift the tailbone into a downward dog, but I want you to keep your knees bent here and focus on reaching the tailbone up to the sky with the knees bent and the spine long. Inhale deeply here and exhale, bring the knees down. Once more, bring them to the edge of the mat and find your child's pose. And lift up, come into table. Engage the core. Walk the hands forward, the forearms come down, walk the feet back, find your plank. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bring the knees down, walk the hands back. Find your table and tuck your toes, and once more lift the tailbone into your modified down dog with the knees bent. We're working on finding a long, lengthened back. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knees down and come on back to your child's pose. And lift up, find your table. And once more, tuck the toes. Find your down dog. We skipped a part, you see. The tailbone reaches up. Your arms are long. You'll feel the bones in your arms lengthen. Inhale. And exhale. Walk your feet forward. Walk your hands back. The knees are bent. And with the knees bent, that's the key here. And with the muscles engaged in your legs, in your core, we're going to lift the hands off the floor and lift the hands up with that straight spine. You're finding a chair and then lift all the way up into your mountain pose. I'm going to shift the camera here so I can see you and you can see me. So we're up in this mountain pose, and bring the palms together and bring the hands down the center line. And find your mountain. Just bring the shoulders up and back, just creating space between the shoulders and the ears. Then the shoulder blades reach toward each other, opening the heart. So that first sequence on the floor is kind of a discrete sequence that you might do whenever you would like that stretching and that powerful plank, which depends on all the muscles in the core supporting you. You know, that's weight bearing. It's totally weight bearing. It's building shoulder strength, it's building hip strength, it's building the spine. I'm going to show you a second sequence. Move these here. For this, I'm going to invite you to have something you can touch. So maybe you've got a chair you can touch, maybe it's a couch, maybe it's a counter. And this is called a walking tree. And I want to teach it to you by touching something so that you don't worry that much about balance and you can just move through the flow of it and feel the strength of the legs as they are bearing the weight as you move from leg to leg. It's also moving slowly, so there's a strength in the flow from side to side. And there's also stillness, which is also about building that strength when you hold something for a few breaths. So feel your weight solid on your right foot. Let's lift the left foot and just lift it up in front. I'm going to add some arm movements just because they feel good. You can circle this ankle. Let me turn a bit so you can see better. So this left knee is up. And find your length. The crown of your head is reaching toward the sky while this right foot is grounding down into the earth. Inhale. And exhale, bend this right knee and let the left ankle rest on it. Now this is called standing pigeon, but don't worry about that. And inhale, come back to center. Extend this left leg any amount. It can be almost parallel, or it can be down near the ground. You're just finding what space is available to you. So where you want this leg to be is dependent on your body this moment. And inhale here, bend the knee. We're going to stretch this leg back behind. It can be just a few inches off the floor, or you might find a small forward fold in this. And keep breathing. And inhale back to center, bend the knee, engage the core, and then rest this foot where you like it for a tree. I've got mine on my calf. You can let your left hand rest there. Now find your drishti, something to rest your gaze on. Find your length. And you can support finding your length by finding your long breath coming up to the top. And the long exhale flowing down the length of the body to your feet. If you like, if you feel stable here, you might lift this right hand to the side or possibly up toward the sky. And then slowly release. And both feet on the ground. Feel the solidness of both feet. And I've got a couch on this side, so I'm going to use that for my balance as we do the other side. So the left foot is solid on the ground. Inhale the right. And then bend the left knee, cross the right ankle over that knee. Keep breathing. And inhale, lift. And straighten that right leg any height that works for you. And inhale, straighten, and then bend this right leg and let it reach behind you. It can be almost on the floor, it can be higher. You might find a forward fold that's available to you. Make it your own. You could just be leaning forward. What's mattering is that this supporting leg is weight-bearing with this balance, and you're also elevating your spirits. Did I mention that? Yes, movement affects our minds. So inhale here, and exhale, bend this standing leg again, bring this right leg forward, bend that knee, place it where you like it for a tree. Rest your right hand somewhere on that knee. And if you like, you can begin to lift your opposite arm if you feel stable. And you might lift that arm up toward the sky. And inhale, reach. Exhale, release that arm, both feet on the ground, and bring your palms to heart center. And release. So that's a flow number 2 that you might do a few times. the more you do it, the more you might feel the easy flow between the legs, and why it's called a walking tree, because there's so much movement in it as you extend and bend the legs. Now I'm going to show you a pose that's going to use the weight. So have your weight nearby. Bring the left foot forward, the right foot back. We're in this warrior stance. Now that right foot is at a slight angle and your hips are facing forward, so there's a twist going on here. Make it your own. If that's not a good twist, you can face the foot forward. Play with that. And your spine is long, your legs are working. The quads in front, and who knows, maybe you're feeling this all the way down your legs. Bring your hands to heart center. You can stay right here. If you like, you can open your arms out and find your warrior one. And inhale, really reach. And exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the shoulder blades back toward each other. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands back. Clasp the hands behind your hips. And inhale here. And exhale, finding what forward fold is available to you here. The spine is long. The core muscles are engaged. Your legs are probably shaking as you find, you could just be leaning forward, or you might find that you can come down a little bit lower with your belly toward your thigh. Keep breathing. Tuck the chin and use your strength to lift you back up and come up right. Grab your weight. Now the left foot is forward, so the weight is in your right arm. The leg is still bent, and let the elbow of your right arm reach back behind you. And so the weight is at your side here. So exhale, and inhale, straighten that arm behind you. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. You're going to feel this in your shoulders. Put the weight down if you're feeling it too much, and just do it with your hands without the weight. You're feeling it in your triceps is the target. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. Pause here. The palm is facing up to the sky, and we're just going to pump it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. 2, 3, 4, and release. And just put that weight down and lift up. Bring this right foot up to meet the left. Find your mountain. Inhale deeply and exhale, release. Okay, let's do the other side. Now it's the right foot forward, the left foot back. So you can choose if you like that angle of your leg, that traditional warrior pose, and your hips are facing forward at the same time. Find your breath. Bring your hands to heart center. Bend this front knee. Inhale. And exhale if you like. You can bring the arms up to the sky. Reaching. Breathing. So the crown of your head is reaching to the heavens. Your feet are reaching solidly into the earth. And there's this wonderful energy happening between these two opposite efforts. So inhale and exhale, Bring the arms into cactus and reach the shoulder blades toward each other. And exhale, release, and then bring the hands back behind. Clasping the hands, inhale. And exhale, find whatever forward fold is available to you. Tuck the chin, long spine. Come forward any amount. Boy, am I feeling this in my hamstring. Inhale, and slowly, with your core strength supporting you, your legs doing all the work, lift your straight spine back up to center. And release your hands, grab this weight. So the right foot is forward, the weight is in your left arm. You can bend this knee and a slight leaning forward here. The elbow is reaching behind. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Face the palm toward the sky. And we're going to pump it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, release. And drop that weight. And come back up into standing. Bring your feet together. Now, if you do this video more than once, this will get very easy. It might be easy now, but if it's hard, just know that it's a practice. It's a practice. So in mountain here, we're going to do one more flow that's standing. And this is the one that we're moving from mountain to chair to a straight back forward fold. It's wonderful for strengthening the legs, the hips, the spine. So here we are. Let's just inhale the arms up. Inhale, reach. And exhale, bend the knees. We're going to come into chair. The hands are going to come out in front. The tailbone reaches down. The legs shake. Inhale here. And exhale, continue to bend. Bring the hands down to the shins. And then lift the tailbone. Your spine is reaching across the room. Your body's at a right angle. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Engage all your core muscles. Lift your arms once more. Find your chair. And inhale all the way up. And once more, exhale. Bring the hands down into your chair. And release. Bring the hands down. Straighten the knees. Finding your forward fold with a straight back. And exhale. Bend the knees. Lift the arms up. Find your chair. And lift up. And exhale. This time we're going to come down further. Coming into chair. Exhale, hands to knees. Bend the knees more. Bring your hands to the ground. Bring your knees down. And find your table position. So release into your table position. Find the muscles in your arms and your shoulders to support you. Bring the knees wide and come on back into your child's pose. Stack your arms, your hands underneath your forehead and release down. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring your knees together. I'm going to show you one last sequence for you. So we've done the flow from table to plank, down dog. That's a real strengthening one. We've done the balance flow with a walking tree. We've done the weights with the triceps with warrior. And we did the chair mountain forward fold. So here's one more to round it out. You'll need your weight for this, but we're going to try it without the weight first because it's pretty intense with the weight. So come on down to the floor. Now, it doesn't matter what side you're on, but whatever side you're on, extend that arm long and rest your head on it and bend your knees. So I'm going to do this without the weight first. So this is about the hips and more, because the core has to be engaged for this to work and for the back to be protected. So inhale, I'm going to bend that knee and bring it up. You can decide how high you want to bring it up. Exhale down. Inhale, bend. Lift and exhale down. Inhale, bend and lift and exhale down. Now we're going to add a lengthening. So inhale and straighten that leg. You're going to feel this up higher now. Exhale, bend and down. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, bend and down. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, bend and down. Now, if you want to try it with the weight, this is pretty intense. You don't need to add a weight, just know that, because you're working with the space that's available to you. But if you are using a weight, have it well above your knee. You want it about halfway up this thigh bone, this big strong bone that's bearing weight. So inhale, see, you don't have to use the weight, but maybe this is delightful. And exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Let's slow this down. When you inhale and lift, take the breath all the way up. Open your chest. Feel the lungs expand and exhale down. Inhale, lift. Feel the belly, the chest. And exhale down and bring the belly button back to the spine. Now inhale, lift and lengthen and exhale down and release. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale down and release. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale down and release. And once more, lift and lengthen and down and release. And put that weight down. Come back up. And just know that if you ever want to do 2 of these and breathe for a while, you certainly can. If you ever want to just take a break and watch for a while, you certainly can. And come back. This is all about yoga for returning. Find the space, find the muscle that's available, and come back to it and return, just like we do with the breath. So come on to the other side and release down. Let your head rest on that lower arm. We're going to do it without the weight first. Exhale deeply. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. And lengthen that leg. Exhale, bend and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend and down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend and down. Now bring the weight. Make sure you're using your core strength, because that's going to protect your back. That's going to make the spine strengthen. So bring the muscles back all up and down your spine. Bring your weight not on your knee, well above your knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. It's always harder on the left for me. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Now inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend and release. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend and release. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend and release. And one more. And lengthen. Exhale, bend and release. And put that weight down. Just feel how good it is without that weight on your leg. Find your breath here. And then just push yourself up with that supporting hand. Come back into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. Exhale deeply. Find your position of dignity with your chin tucked. The crown of your head reaching long, your supported spine. May you have good and healthy bones and maybe a sense of well-being in your mind today as well. Thank you. Namaste.